Hi, I'm Helen with Floating Yoga School. I'm here today on Wailea Beach in Wailea. I have pretty much the whole beach to myself doing a little mini practice focused around the warrior poses. And these are shapes that a lot of us feel really strong in, really steady, great for grounding, rooting down, and also feeling that sense of strength and confidence. We're gonna get started today standing when you're ready. You can come to the top of your mat. Take a moment to ground down, bring your feet about hip distance apart. Feel that sense of connection to the earth. Allow for a little stillness, reach up through the crown of your head, and begin to lengthen and deepen your breath. Turn on Ujjayi, strong, audible breath, in and out through your nose, as if you're fogging up a mirror, making a ha sensation. There's a slight constriction in the back of your throat, and it becomes really audible. I won't do mine too loud, but you find your own, make it strong. And then set an intention for this practice. Maybe it's one to be strong like a warrior, whatever that means to you. Maybe something else feels appropriate right here, right now. As you next inhale, reach your arms to the sky. Interlace your fingers. Let your pointer fingers, index fingers reach up, and then cross your thumbs, whatever feels most comfortable one on top. Take a breath in here. Exhale over to your side, standing half bend or standing half moon, with Kali Mudra. And Kali is one of the Hindu gods in mythology. She's strength and fierce. And this mudra helps us break through the upper chakras. We'll come back to center, breathe in. Switch the crossing of your thumbs, take it to the other side. Continue to breathe. We're moving slowly to start, finding some space through your side body. It's still embodying that fierce warrior spirit. Back to center, breathe in, release that mudra. Exhale, cactus your arms, open up through your chest. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, fold forward over your legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Exhale, hands down, step just your right foot back. You can drop your knee down, take a moment to lift your heart, breathe in. Exhale, downward facing dog, lift your back knee, step back. Shift forward, high plank up or push up. Chaturanga to your belly or halfway as you exhale. Inhale, up dog or cobra, decide what feels best for you this early in your practice. And exhale to downward facing dog. Nice deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, let it go. Again, breathe in. Open mouth, exhale. Right leg to the sky, inhale. Open up your hip, bend your knee like a little scorpion tail. And then find some movement. Roll your ankle, draw some circles with your knee, get into your hip joint. Extend your leg long, breathe in. Step forward between your hands as you breathe out. Inhale, long spine, look forward. You can always drop that back knee. Exhale, step up, left foot meets your right. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale, fold, relax your head and neck. Rise up, reach up, hands to the sky. Exhale, palms together in front of your heart. Inhale, reach overhead. Again, that Kali Mudra, interlace your fingers, accept your index, cross one thumb. Exhale over to your right. Kali is the god of death and destruction, rebirth. Inhale, back to center. Switch the crossing of your thumbs, take it to the other side. Circle of life, cycles of life. Back to center, breathe in, release your grip. Cactus your arms, exhale, open through your chest. Breathe in, reach high. Breathe out, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down. This time, left foot steps back. Feel free to lower your knee down. I'm gonna go there. Lift your chest, take a breath in. Exhale to downward facing dog, step back. You can always stay here or join me. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Up dog or cobra. To downward facing dog, hips to the sky. Left leg high, breathe in. Open your hip, bend your knee, allow for some movement. So as we're exploring the warrior shapes together, we'll talk a little bit about yoga mythology, some of the Hindu gods and goddesses that some of these poses and shapes are inspired by. Breathe in, lift your leg. Breathe out, step forward between your hands. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step up, right foot meets your left. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. All the way to standing, hands reach high. Palms together in front of your heart, exhale. Inhale to chair pose, find some depth, and we'll stay. Your hands can be at shoulder height like mine are, reaching up like mine are, or bring them to shoulder height. Plug your shoulders in, maybe that means that I should go there. Find all your adjustments and then settle. Feel the strength here. We call this chair pose, also known as fierce pose, lightning bolt pose. Channel that sense of fierceness that warriors have. And breathe. One more inhale. Exhale, forward fold, let it all go. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down, right foot steps back. Lower your knee down, reach both arms to the sky, breathe in. And then let your hips sink gently forward. So a version of Anjaneyasana, I call high lunge, high crescent lunge Anjaneyasana. Some people only call it that with the knee down. So as we're going through mythology, as we're going through the stories of the poses, know that there's so many different ways to interpret where they come from, to think about how to apply them, different stories, different names. To me, it's all about how you feel. And sometimes connecting to those stories can help, and sometimes it just confuses us or is a little bit too much. One more breath in. Exhale, release your hands down. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. We're gonna open to a warrior two. Back heel pivots flat, arms cartwheel open, and settle in. In Sanskrit, our warrior poses are Virabhadrasana. So Virabhadra is the warrior. And then we have 1, 2, 3, A, B, C, sometimes peaceful or reverse warrior. I love the stretch that I feel in all directions here. Notice what you notice in your warrior two. Keep your legs the same, reverse warrior, reach it up and back. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down. Find your way to a downward facing dog. And you can stay here. You can take a transition flow through your vinyasa, high plank, upper push-up, chaturanga, up dog or cobra, to downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. And while we know that yoga is an ancient practice, the shapes, the asanas, the poses are relatively new. So they weren't necessarily doing warrior pose way back when. It was more meditation and eventually breath work, ceremonies, and connection to something greater. Bend your knees, breathe in, look forward. Step or hop to your hands. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Rise up, reach up, hands high. Exhale, palms together in front of your heart. Inhale to a chair pose, and we'll stay and hold. And the story most often, or what I've seen most often associated with the warrior shapes, is the story of Shiva. And Shiva married someone named Sati. So Shiva is one of the main gods in Hinduism. And Sati was not invited to a party that her father threw because he didn't like that she married Shiva. But she decided to go anyway, one more breath in. Exhale, forward fold, let it all go. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down, step your left foot back, lower your left knee down. Both arms to the sky, breathe in. Let your hips sink forward as you breathe out. So she shows up to this party, and she gets in a fight with her dad. And she decides she's gonna walk into a fire, burst herself into flames because she's so angry. And Shiva hears about this. And so the legend goes that he throws down a piece of hair, bursts into a warrior, Virabhadra, and shows up to the party. Take one more breath in. Exhale, hands down. Lift your back knee, Pivot your back foot flat. Inhale, open warrior two, Virabhadrasana two, settle in. And so the different shapes that we take in warrior poses, 1, 2, and 3. 1 said to be Shiva or in his Virabhadra warrior shape, bursting onto the scene, sword in his hands overhead. This warrior 2, whoosh, ready for battle. And warrior 3, leaning forward and decapitating Sati's father. Inhale, reverse warrior, up and back. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down, make your way to downward facing dog. A little violent for first thing in my morning. Shift forward if you like, or stay, take your flow. Know that you always have a child's pose available. Maybe you decide to be a peaceful warrior today and practice that stillness. Let's find a full breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, make some noise, let it go. Again, breathe in. Open mouth, exhale. Inhale, bend your knees, look to your hands. Make your way, step, hop, or float. Top of your space. Lift halfway, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Rise up, reach up, full inhale. Palms together in front of your heart, exhale. And if you've practiced with me for a while, you know I don't love warrior 1 to warrior 2 transition. Shift your weight to your left foot. We're gonna rise one-legged Tadasana, hands at your heart, right knee lifts. Find your balance. And part of that is the way that I was taught for hip alignment and the way that my body moves. Breathe in. Warrior 3 as you breathe out, foot back. Hands can stay at your heart, or you can channel those arms forward like you're reaching a sword forward. Hopefully not to decapitate someone, but maybe to think about battling something that is going on in your life. Crushing something, self-doubt, whatever it is. An idea, a feeling, maybe not a person. Big breath in. And we'll step back to warrior 1. So I personally like my warrior 1 hips a little bit more squared to the front, arms to the sky. And this is where traditionally hands would be together in like an Ashtanga style, that soared up to the sky. Shiva bursting onto the scene to avenge his wife. I've also seen others practice heels in alignment and allowing the hips to be a little bit more open or a little bit more in between squared forward and squared to the side. I'll let you find what works best for you. Worry less about the rules and how things are supposed to be, and more about how you can use your practice and apply it in your life. So less about the stories about the warriors and Shiva, and more about how that feeling, that strength, you can embody and apply. Full breath in. Let's do it open to warrior 2. So see how my feet are not in a line? I kind of adjust here. That's the reason I don't like to flow. You might have found you're a little bit here and just shifting your arms, not adjusting your legs and your hips. Do what works for you. I'm always learning and exploring, and that's part of this practice. And hopefully you are too. One more breath in. Breathe out, settle a little deeper. We're gonna keep legs the same. Inhale, reverse warrior, Viparita Virabhadrasana, or some call this peaceful warrior. I had students once who would take a little peace sign here, a little mudra, a pran mudra for the breath. You could take something else. Full inhale. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down, frame your front foots. We're gonna carry left leg up and back, 3-legged dog. Open up your hip, bend your knee. You can stay here, find some movement, or flip for a wild thing with me. Left foot down. Press through your feet to lift your hips, reach your left arm forward. Inhale, back to 3-legged dog. Exhale, release, down dog. Find some movement, some stillness. Maybe you take a flow. Maybe you have to adjust your space. Notice where your breath is. Notice where your mind is. Bend your knees, breathe in, look forward. Step or hop to your hands, exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, palms together in front of your heart. Shift your weight to your right foot this time. One-legged Tadasana, left knee lifts. We'll find that balance to start. So maybe a big part of being a warrior today is finding honor, fighting for causes that feel important to you, that match your core values. Breathe in. Warrior 3, send your foot back. You can take your arms forward. And I should also say that some people, maybe I mentioned this before, warrior A, B, and C versus 1, 2, and 3. Depending on where you live, your lineage, who you learn from, you might call things different names or do alignment in different ways. One more breath in. Warrior 1, step it back. Despite what folks will say, there's not one right or wrong way. Palms together if you'd like to try it. Maybe a little lean back and a lift of your heart. Notice where your legs comfortably lie, what's happening with your hips, and how you might want to adjust or try something a little bit different. I truly believe this practice is about knowing yourself, that idea of self-study or svadhyaya. And so if I know everything already, I know black and white truths, where is there an opportunity to learn and to grow and to explore? One more breath in. Let's take it to our warrior 2. Find whatever adjustments you need. If you're joining me, you might bring heels in alignment, front knee is bent, arms out wide. That idea, whoosh, found it again, of the sword, ready to battle. Shiva is taking on his foe, Daksha. Inhale, reverse warrior or peaceful warrior. Let's stay and feel the space. One more breath in. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down, frame your front foot. 3-legged dog, breathe in, lift your leg high. Exhale, open up your hip, bend your knee. You can stay or flip for wild thing. We'll meet back in downward facing dog. Please feel free to take a child's pose. Please feel free to take a moment to reset, to adjust. We're going to take that little series, moving from warrior 3 to 1 to 2, back to 3, so we get the order in. Play with where your hips are and play with the fluidity of the breath. Notice where you can make that smooth warrior strength happen and where you might need a little bit more time. You can always adjust and modify. From down dog, inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step or hop to your hands. Lift halfway, breathe in. Fold, breathe out. Rise up, reach up, arms to the sky. Exhale, palms together in front of your heart. And we will have reverse warrior, so I forgot that. Weight to your left foot. Inhale, arms to the sky. Lift your right knee, one-legged Tadasana. Exhale, warrior 3. Send your foot back, your heart forward, hands forward. Take one breath in. Exhale, step back, warrior 1. Maybe heels are in line. Breathe in here. Breathe out, warrior 2. A full breath in and out. Inhale, reverse warrior, up and back. We're going to exhale back to warrior 3. Come onto your back heel. Lean forward. It's okay if it's not fluid. Mine was not so much. Lift your leg, breathe in. Exhale, release, hands to heart, foot steps down, standing pose. Reach overhead, breathe in. Palms together, breathe out. Weight to your right foot, left leg lifts. One-legged Tadasana, arms high. Warrior 3, exhale. Bring your palms together, foot back. A full breath in. Exhale, warrior 1. Step to the back of your space. Breathe in here, open your heart. Breathe out, warrior 2, open to the side. A full breath in and out. Reverse warrior, inhale, up and back. We're going to exhale to warrior 3. Get a little bit of momentum. Lean forward, float your back foot. Full inhale. And exhale, stand, release. 2 more times. See how seamless you can make it and where you need to adjust. Maybe there's a crescent lunge instead of warrior 1. One-legged Tadasana, right knee lifts, breathe in. Warrior 3, breathe it out. Let's inhale to warrior 1, step back, lift your heart. Exhale to warrior 2, open it up. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, back to that warrior 3. Inhale, stand tall, replace your foot. Take an exhale to adjust and settle. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana, left knee lifts. Exhale, warrior three, foot back. Inhale, warrior one, step and open your chest. Exhale, warrior two, open to the side. Reverse warrior, breathe in. Warrior three, a little momentum to lean forward, lift your foot. Inhale, stand, hands to heart. Exhale, settle. One more time, all the way through both sides. Inhale, right knee lifts, arms high. Exhale, warrior three. Breathe in, step back, warrior one. Breathe out, open your arms, warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior or peaceful warrior. Exhale, back to that warrior three. Stand tall, hands to heart. A little wobbly for me. Exhale it out. Inhale, left knee high, last one. Exhale, warrior three. Inhale, warrior one, step it back. Exhale, warrior two, open up. Inhale, reverse warrior, reach. Exhale, warrior three, lean and float. Inhale, stand, replace your foot. Exhale, release your hands by your side. A full breath in and out. Find your steadiness, your center, your strength, and notice what you feel here. Arms high, big inhale. Fold forward, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, hands down, right foot steps back. Drop your right knee, shimmy your left foot out to the side for a lizard pose. Palms together inside your foot. Maybe forearms drop, maybe you add a little hip flexor or quad stretch. If you like, left hand can reach back for your back foot. You decide how low you go and what your body needs. And you can take warrior shapes in different ways. It doesn't always have to be standing, even though most of those 4 that we did are standing shapes. Maybe you can take warrior two with knee down as you've done with me before. Maybe you can find the strength of any of the warriors seated or reclined. Let's take this to pigeon. If you've got knee stuff, come onto your back for figure 4. Otherwise, shimmy your left foot over to the right. Drop your shin and let your hips melt down. Upright through your spine. You can stay more alive, awake. You can start to bow it forward. Find a little bit more of a resting shape. A little bit more time to allow your body to settle. Still breathe, still notice, even as we slow things down. You don't always have to be in active combat mode to be aware, to be calm. One more round of breath. Come back onto your hands. Let's take a 3-legged dog. Left leg floats up and back. Open up your hip, bend your knee, feel free to move it a little bit around. One more wild thing if you want it, or simply replace your foot down. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, make your way to your hands, step, hop, or float. Lift halfway, breathe in. Fold, breathe out, left foot steps back. Lower your left knee down, find your lizard pose on the other side. Right foot shimmies to the side, palms inside your foot, and or forearms down, add your twist, quad, and hip flexor stretch. Let's take a couple more rounds of breath before we move into our pigeon shape. And then as you're ready, come onto your hands. If you're on your forearm, shimmy your foot over to the side. And settle in for pigeon or find figure 4, ankle crossed over thigh on your back, or reclined ankle crossing. More upright, more open, more lifted, or a bow forward. We didn't do humble warrior. Humble warrior is a nice one to think about releasing, surrendering, but in a powerful way. Many of us think of surrender as this giving up. I like to think instead of surrender as releasing what we can't control. And in that we can find strength. So we can do another flow and add in that humble warrior. Or maybe we'll do a whole humble warrior inspired flow. Let's take 2 more rounds of breath. When you're ready, come back up. 3-legged dog. If you're on your back, you can stay there. Shake out your leg, find a little bit of movement. One last wild thing if you want it, one last flow. Or simply find your way onto your back. Draw knees to chest. Some circles. With your knees to massage around your sacrum, both directions. And then a spinal twist, knees to one side or one leg crossed over the other, head in the opposite direction. As you're ready, switch sides, twist the other way. And when your sides feel even, back to center and any last shapes you like. A back bend, a happy baby. Another stretch, does not have to be a yoga thing. And you can eventually find your way to a comfortable shape for a final rest. Allow everything to settle. Allow that spirit of the warrior to still shine through, but a calm, grounded, more peaceful warrior. And you can always stay here a little bit longer. If you do feel ready to reawaken, start with little wiggles, fingers, toes, wrists and ankles, maybe a full body stretch. Keep your eyes closed or soft, and eventually make your way up to a comfortable seat. Pause here for a moment. Bring your palms together in front of your heart and thank yourself for making the time to move, to breathe, to be present. I thank you for sharing your practice with me and would love to hear from you. We're going to bow our heads together in silence. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I hope to see you soon.